Hi, Year 5. So this is our maths for today. And I've just seen that I've spelt the learning objective wrongly on the PowerPoint. So it should say, learning objective, to explain negative numbers in a variety of real life contexts. There should be a T there. Never mind, you'll remember, I know you'll remember to put that T in. So it means that we're going to look at negative numbers again, because we have talked about them earlier in the year. We're going to put them into real life situations where we might see negative numbers. Okay, so this first one is a building, and it's a building that goes down below the ground. Tree there is sitting right on the ground. It goes down below the ground and up above the ground. So we start on the 0 floor at the bottom where we walk in the door. And then we climb up the stairs and we get to the 1st floor. And then we climb up the stairs and we get to the 2nd floor. And then if we go down again, we get to the 1st floor. And if we go down the stairs again, we get to the ground floor, 0 floor. Now then, how might you label, and you'll find this on your worksheet, so you can write it in your book, you can draw this little building. You don't have to colour it, but it would have been lovely if you did colour it. And you tell me, please, how would you label the pink floor and the orange floor? What would you call them? So this floor is a 0 floor. This one is the 1st floor. This one is the 2nd floor. How would you label those two? Think about if you were going downwards, what floor would you get to first, the pink one or the orange one? So which one would be the first one you go down to? And how can you tell us that it's down below, not up to the 1st floor? Let's see what you come up with there. That's your first question. Now your second question, oh, now there's a clue there. There's a clue. Our numbers are called integers. That's what numbers are called properly, integers, and not digits. Digits are just the way we draw them, the little wiggly lines that make up our numbers. The numbers are called integers. And the positive integers are 1, 2, 3, 4, and they carry on forever and ever. But then we also can count back below 0. And then we get to our negative integers. And we put a little minus sign in front of them to show that they are back the other way beyond beyond 0. So we go -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. And 0 is right in the middle there. It's not positive and it's not negative. Remember, we're not talking about decimal numbers. Decimal numbers 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 come between 0 and 1. They're not negative. They're just small parts in between these whole numbers. Okay. So we're talking about numbers that go down below 0. That's your first question on your sheet. What do you call the pink floor and the orange floor? Now here we have, I'm going to move myself down a bit. We have sideways on look at a mountain, a lake and the sea. So somebody's chopped it right down. Okay, and now then here's the big mountain, here's the lake, here's a smaller hill, and here's the sea. Now then there's a scale on the side here that goes up in what? You tell me. I'm going to pause the video now, have a look at the scale. Yeah, it goes up in 50s, doesn't it? 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 354, 450 meters. And it goes down below 0 because the sea level is what we call 0. Always, always when we're measuring land, we call the level of the sea, where the sea sits, that is 0. And then when we go down into the waves, we go down swimming underneath, we go down into the minus numbers. Okay, so we're looking at this diagram here, and you have to tell me what the height of the top of the mountain is. So you need to look at the top of the mountain and look right across to see what the height of the mountain is. You need to write down in your book, the mountain is however many meters tall you think it is, okay? What's the height of the top of the lake? So you're looking at the surface of the lake and you're telling me what the surface of the lake, how high the surface of the lake is above zero. What height is the hill above zero? So you have to look at the hill. That's the mountain. Mountains are bigger than hills. That's the hill. What is the sea level? Now that's a bit funny, isn't it? Because I've just kind of told you that one. What's the sea level? How many meters is the sea level? And the depth of the sea. That means the very bottom of the sea, the lowest part of the sea. Okay, what's the depth of the sea in meters? So now you're looking at this scale here, where we're going down below zero. Okay, I want everybody to answer those questions because they're green questions. Okay, so everybody answer those questions. Now there's some challenge questions here to get your brain thinking. I want to know, how much higher is the tall mountain than the small hill? So you need to look how big the small hill is and then count up in 50s, and then you will tell me what the difference is between the tall mountain and the smaller hill. Okay, so you need to count up in 50s because I want to know how much taller. I want to know the difference between the two of them. So you're going to count on from the lower one to the higher one. I want to know, how deep is the lake? Not the sea, the lake. How deep is the lake? And I want to know, how much lower is the bottom of the sea than the bottom of the lake? So, bottom of the sea is there, counting up again in 50s until you get to the bottom of the lake. I want to know the difference between the bottom of the lake and the bottom of the sea. How much lower is the sea? Okay, those are challenge questions. Now we know what this is. This is the thermometer that sits at the front of our classroom. We've got a really big one, and Kaiden looks after it for us. Every time it falls off, Kaiden picks it back up again. So here we go. That's a thermometer. The black marks here are when it gets above freezing. When it hits zero, that's when water freezes and goes hard. And we know all about that at the moment because we've got lots of icy puddles. So zero is what we call freezing point, and it's when water freezes at that temperature. And so this is going up 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It is marked off in ones. And then there's a slightly longer mark where the 5 is. So that's 10 and 5 more, that's 15. This little girl is pointing to 20. And the thermometer is actually showing 10 degrees C because it's there. The red mark has just come up to there, so she's wrong pointing there, it's there. We're not looking at degrees Fahrenheit. We used to use degrees Fahrenheit, but now we use degrees Celsius. Okay, we measure in centigrade, which is degrees Celsius, so it's C. Now here we have our freezing point, and then it gets colder and colder and colder and colder and colder. And it gets right down, this thermometer measures down to minus 30 degrees C. That is really, 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 really cold. If you looked at our sheet today, our home learning sheet, which I can show you there, it has a picture of, oh, I can't get it on, where is it? Where is it? There it is. There's a picture of this place here, which is called Harbin, and it's in China. And when I was in Harbin, it got down to minus 30. In fact, it got a bit colder than that. And everything freezes. Even the very biggest river freezes solid. And you get horses on the river, and you get fairs on the river. You get fairground rides and all that sort of thing. And you can go on cars on the river and everything because it's frozen. And then in the summer, it's just a normal river again. But that's because it's so cold. So here we go. It's gone down, -10, -20, -30. So this is our thermometer. And I want you to find the missing temperatures marked on the thermometer. And it's very similar thermometer. It's the same kind of shape. And there you are, 5, 10, 15, 20. The little ones aren't marked in, but none of these letters point to any point on the thermometer that needs you to count in ones. Okay, they're all in 5s. So I want everybody to write down what the missing temperatures are. Okay, and then I would like some of you, most of you, let's say most of you, to tell me what temperature is 35 degrees warmer than -15. So you need to find -15. So there we have 0, 5, 10, 15. And you need to count up in 5s until you get to 35. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I want you to tell me what is 35 degrees warmer than -15. And then I want you to tell me what's 35 degrees colder than -15. So this time, if it's colder, it's going down. The thermometer is going down. Okay, and then last of all, I've got a section for people who want to really challenge themselves. I want you to describe the temperature change. So first of all, from C, which is there, to A. I want to know whether it gets warmer or whether it gets colder. And I want to know how many degrees warmer or colder. So I did the first one. From C to A, if I count up in 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. So I've said it gets 70 degrees, and I'm saying because it goes up, it's getting warmer, 70 degrees warmer. So I would like those people who normally do the purple work, the people who go out for Maths on the Move, would like you all to do that work, please. Okay, fantastic. And that's our temperature in real life. The things that it's negative numbers in real life. Places where we really use negative numbers all the time, every day. You might want to have a look at the weather forecast and have a look at what temperature it is outside today and during this week to see whether we are above or below 0, because we're very close at the moment because it's winter time. Okay, and that's the end of this recording. So let's see if I can stop it, and let's have some really good maths handed in on your portfolio. Okay, thank you. Your math sheet will be downloaded and put on Class Story. Okay.